This is Allie with Solace and Symmetry Fitness. I am a trainer working out of Seattle, Washington, and I am also a posture coach. So today I am going to bring you a workout actually inspired by a recurring injury that I have had basically since I was 13 years old, now being addressed through different kinds of therapy. But essentially, when I was 13, my neck got twisted in a car accident, and I've sort of had neck dysplasia ever since. It's led to a lot of different issues in my body, but the fact of the matter is, I've had to modify my workouts over time. And so, this workout is going to be essentially a welcome back workout for people who have recently had a neck issue. Now, if you've had any problems with your neck, you should be seeing a physician, different physical therapists, potentially chiropractors. I have feelings about chiropractors, but if you know someone who's a specialist and is really good, they warm you up, they help you learn exercises, then they're probably better. So you should be working with these other people. But once you are cleared for exercise by your physician and you want to get back into activity, you might not be able to use your hands for a week or two because that will pull down on your neck and you just might not be able to do that for your workout. So, what I have created for you today is basically a routine that you can pick and choose from with the exercises that feel the best for your body, and you can extrapolate on these exercises and create routines for yourself so you can still move and you can still work out while you're coming back from a neck injury. Again, just make sure that you're cleared by a physician and listen to your body. Only choose the exercises that are feeling good for your body. And to extrapolate them, just pick 6 exercises and just do 3 sets or 2 to 4 sets of anywhere from 10 to 30 reps. Since you're not using weights in your hands, then you might need to do more reps to feel like you're getting a workout. So with that being said, please enjoy the video. Hello and welcome. We are going to start by getting on our back, pulling down through our belly button and engaging our transverse abdominis. I'm reaching overhead to grab the kettlebell and just tapping my heel to the ground or extending my legs long to get a dead bug in. Next, we're going to go into the escalators. I'm still keeping my back flat and my belly button pulled in. I can either go high or low. I'm going to get into some, I call these death rainbows. We're going to get all the way to the floor if you can, or you can just go part way. I'm going toes in and back together, and then all the way back up. And now I'm just going to do a little flutter quick kick switch, going all the way down and back up. And now I'm going to do some crossovers here. Again, coming down and coming back up. So you can use this if you're having issues with other core activities that are engaging your neck. So if placing your arms overhead is causing any issues, you can put 2 dumbbells at your sides. If carrying weight is still an issue, just use 2 hands to carry lighter weights and then place them at your sides. You can use all those same variations that we did with the kettlebell. So the dead bug, the escalators, high and low versions, the flutter kicks, all of those versions you can use with dumbbells as well. So now we are going to hit our glutes. We're going to start with just a bird dog. I'm going to exhale my rib cage down and then slide my toe back, lift up my heel, keeping the back straight. If the arm overhead is not feeling good, you can keep it at your sides. We can do pulses through the glute, or you can just do bird dog holds here with the opposite arm and leg up. Now I'm sort of kicking out into the side. And just to do other glute variations, we can get in hip rolls, also fire hydrants as more of beginner exercises, or you can always do fire hydrant kickouts to get a little bit more of a burn, or those straight leg kickouts as well if you just have a little bit more of that hip strength that you want to work on. And we can also do slides, hitting that glute max, sort of pressing up and then up and over glute lifts as well. Now we're going to go back. And if having your head up at all is not feeling good, a really great option is just to go to a simple glute bridge. So I'm keeping my rib cage pointed down, pushing through my feet. For a more advanced version, I'm just doing a single leg glute bridge, or I can do a glute bridge march, keeping my hips up and then just switching feet. You can see my rib cage is still pointed down and not flared. So to get into the hips a little bit more and create some mobility, I'm going to get into an L7 position with bent knees in front and behind my body. I can push into my front knee, and I can also lift up my back knee to hit different parts of my glute. We can also get the inside of the leg here by lying on our side. That top leg comes over the top. We lift up. You can pulse and hold to hit that inside leg as well with a supported head. You can also get mermaids here. Lifting up, feeling that side hip, you can add an ankle weight to that leg. And you can also come down and add a block to your head if there's any issues with that. So now we are going to do some lower body activities from the standing position. I'm going to start with alternating lunges. This is just a really great way that you can keep those muscles sort of engaged without using weight. Now I'm going to go into a sort of a side hinge, side lunge position. And you can see here that I am not rounding through my back. I'm really pushing back through my hip. You want to feel your hip engage as you come back. To make it a little bit more challenging, you can add in a step back, or you can turn it into a Cossack squat. So the Cossack squat is just going to take it a little bit lower, and then your toe will come up. So that's going to be the difference there for a more advanced version. So now we're going to do some plate elevated variations. First one is going to be a split squat with the plate. Got a little balance issue there, which will happen. You can use support if you need it. Use a dowel, a wall, or a sturdy chair. Next, I'm going to step back and come up just for a little bit more difficulty. Now I'm going to turn it into a curtsy lunge. So I'm going to put my leg on that plate and then step to the side and slightly behind. But I don't want my knee coming too far out to the side. I still want it tracking over the toe. So now we are going to go into a goddess squat with a calf raise. I'm in a wide squat here with my toes and knees turned out. You can see that I'm trying to not round through my back. I'm keeping a pretty straight spine, but I do let my torso incline forward slightly. Now I'm going to turn my toes out a little bit more and do some more calf raises for this position. I'll turn my toes forward, hit a different part of that calf muscle. And now I'm going to turn my toes in. Notice I'm just doing more reps most likely because, again, we're not really using weight in the hands for any of these variations. Set up the machine so that the back pad is on the back of your ankles. And we are just going to hold these handles, keeping our body flat, belly button pulled in. I'm going to come all the way up to my glutes and then slowly control back. I'm going to turn my toes out and also in to hit different parts of the hamstring. And just taking deep breaths here, making sure that your neck is not engaged. Sit tall and just elongate through your spine. Pretend like there's an invisible thread pulling you up. We're going to draw in through our belly button here. Just going to press in, slowly control out. I'm grabbing the sides, but I'm not squeezing super like hard. So I'm going to use my sweatpants to make sure my head is supported and make sure I feel neutral through my neck. I'm going to grab my sides, little handles, and just go straight through that leg press. We can also go a little bit wide and point our toes out, control down, and press through. Make sure you exhale as you press up. Keep your hands on those safety handles, and then I'm going to adjust and get into my calves. You can see those safety handles are now pressing out, controlling, pressing, and controlling back. And voila. So I'm going to use a handle or a single rope strap. I'm not letting my shoulder come up into my ear. I'm going to switch around the grips here. That was neutral grip. This is going to be a supinated grip. And now I'm going to do a pronated grip, pressing through and just making sure I do not engage. I like the single arm version here because I think it's easier to stay out of your upper traps. All right, so now we're gonna do tricep extensions. They're a great option because we're keeping the weight under our shoulders and it's gonna help make sure our traps don't light up. I'm gonna start out by going back double. I can do single variations here and I can also do hold variations. These are pretty gnarly, so they're hard even at a really low weight, which I would suggest. We're gonna do some bicep curls and that's basically helping us keep the weight just below the shoulders, again, helping to disengage the traps. But you want to, again, start with lighter weight than you're used to, just so that you're not pulling down on those traps, re aggravating your neck muscles. So do as much weight as you feel like you can. It's all at your discretion. Now I'm going to go to more of a hammer curl, activating a different curl muscle, the brachialis. So we're just getting some different variations and playing around with the muscles that we have access to in this moment. I would not recommend side raises at this time. All right, so next we are going to do straight arm biceps curls. I am going to bend my arm and sort of lock out the position so I'm not curling up towards my shoulder. I'm just raising my hands up to shoulder level. You can also do pulses here, so just pulsing up and down. And I wouldn't do holds here either, as that could aggravate the neck. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope this was all helpful. Other activities that you can do when you are coming back, besides being in the weight room, you can use non-impact cardio equipment, like potentially incline walking on the treadmill. You can also potentially use like a recumbent bike. Um, a bike might not feel great to kind of be in that rounded forward position, so maybe a recumbent bike or a bike that's more upright would feel better. You can also do a lot of walking. Walking is so great if you're just trying to rejuvenate your body. It's really going to help you keep blood flowing without hurting yourself. If you are a runner, I would wait until you feel like you have the full support of your head back to start running again. You don't want to re-injure yourself. And you can potentially do something like a Stairmaster. I might also not encourage the elliptical just because there's a lot of like movement of the shoulders and of the arms sort of overhead. And so that might not feel great. Arm movement overhead, just because of the traps, probably won't feel great if you're coming back from neck injury. So, all right, that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I hope this helps. All right.